Hi, and welcome to Two Crafty Stitches. My name is Sandy, also known as Knits and Bits.
And I'm Kelly, also known as Pearly Girl 75.
So today is our first podcast. Woohoo! So, yay! We have actually been in the works for this for
years.
Yeah, quite a long time. So we're kicking ourselves in the butt to get going. So a little bit about me is I live in Tampa, Florida. I'm a transplant. I'm a geologist. I seem like I'm always on the go. I've been knitting for about 9 years when I moved down here, but I've been crocheting and sewing since probably before kindergarten. My mom taught me to crochet and really simple sewing projects. I haven't been able to do anything too crazy yet. And I just started reorganizing my yarn.
Which is a huge job.
Yes. Although, not as much as what Kelly has already started doing. And
Since when?
well, you got this nice, bookcase storage cube.
My IKEA torp.
Yes. Mine's just out of the plastic totes into the fabric totes in a nice closet with shelves. So I'm excited about that.
Yes. I've seen pictures. It looks nice.
It's blacks and grays, and I decided I have to throw in some color, so there's some pink and a teal.
And as you can tell, I like green. I am a sign language interpreter, and I can't really talk about it, so that's all I'm going to say. So, I have been knitting for about 10 years, but I still go back to the garter stitch and stockinette projects, which Sandy finds are very boring, but I like them. And I have been crocheting, I don't know, what do we say, like
7-ish years, I think? Yeah.
I don't know. And sewing.
I brought you over to that side.
She did. Sewing, well, when I was in school and we had to do home ec class, I broke every sewing machine in the home ec room. But when I became an adult, I learned how to sew properly without breaking all the sewing machines. And I do like some basic stuff. It's not complicated, just like little project bags. And that's about it.
So I guess we'll start with some new items that we've gotten in within the last week or so. So I don't know where you are on your knitting, Kelly.
I'm in Tampa, Florida.
But I can start.
Good, because I really don't know.
So the other week, I was driving back from Jacksonville, and I may or may not have stopped at a local yarn store in Ocala, which the name escapes me right now. I think it is, I don't remember. I'll link it in the show notes. It was a great little store, and I found some Whisper lace, which I'm a little shocked that I got. Not because of all the blues, because I normally do go for the blues, but there is quite a bit of brown.
And Sandy is anti-brown.
Yeah, but I really liked how it made the blues pop. So we'll see what this gets knitted into.
But anytime I've given Sandy yarn that has brown in it, she's like, ew, look at all this brown. Ugh, I don't like brown.
I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm pulling her over to liking brown.
Yeah, and all the blues are coming over to you.
Yes.
So I normally end up, my fallback are blues and grays. But then one of my other purchases, which just happened last week, which I think might have given Kelly a heart attack, because it has none of my normal colors, is some Malabrigo fiber.
Oh, you got 2 of them?
I got 2 of them.
She only bought 1.
No, I got 2. I got the last 2 from the Loopy U. It's they're Archangel. So I am really excited. I have no idea what these are going to be, but whatever it is, it's going to be beautiful.
FYI, if you hear some crazy barking and stuff happening in the background, I do have a puppy that's almost 2 who's a cockapoo, and she's downstairs, and she's not happy about us being upstairs talking.
Nah, she feels a little left out.
Yeah.
But we decided this time to leave her out of it. So, yeah, we're just both going out of frame there.
We're new.
Yes.
No, I thought you were done.
No. I also, about, what was it, like a few weeks,
2 weeks ago, maybe?
yeah, got some fabric from Joann's, and it is Doctor Who fabric, and I got the 3 that they actually had.
And she got 2 for me.
Yes. I got half yards each, and Kelly both got, both of those are yards, because I doubt that you guys have noticed, she's definitely not a Doctor Who fan with a shirt or anything. So.
And you know what? Back when I started watching Doctor Who, Sandy was like, ugh, Doctor Who, that's a nerdy show.
Yeah.
Why would someone watch that? But guess what? She's a Doctor Who fan now.
You brought me over.
You're a
Yeah.
Whovian.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
what can I say? I like the Weeping Angels. So, they are my favorite. So,
Yes.
Kelly, what do you have?
I have a club shipment of some fiber, and that is from the Moon Rover. Their kettle dyed superwash fiber club. This is their March 2015. So if you are in the club and you have not received yours yet, look away for a second, or maybe 30. I don't know. Anyway, this is it. And this is a little with a label. And her little labels are really cool because they're actually envelopes full of lavender, which I like because then it makes your stuff smell nice and prevents moths. Do we have a lot of moths issues here? I don't know.
Oh, I
haven't
have
seen one.
so many around my house.
But
One just hit me over at the Panera today.
oh, I
Yeah.
totally missed that. So anyway, so she dyes this so that it is in big chunks. So when you spin it, and then if you chain ply it, it will produce stripes. And I really like her. I've bought from her before. This is actually my 3rd and final shipment in this go round of the club, but I've already renewed for another 3 months. And again, that is Moon Rover Yarns, I believe, .com. We'll link it in the show notes. My other item that I have is new. It's new to me. So, I bought, it is an e-spinner, an electric spinning wheel, and it is by Heavenly Hand Spinning. I don't know if you can see that, but it's their Vespera. And I think it's made in Georgia. I know I got mine from another knitter spinner in Colorado who sent it, and this is what I've been spinning so far for my first spinning on it, which is very nice. And I really like it. It has a foot pedal, it has a hand control, and I believe that it retails for about $300, just the basic model, which is what this is, but then I had extra bobbins and parts and pieces and stuff. And
Now, Kelly, what kind of
Yes.
fiber is on there?
well, I will tell you. Because this is the second half of what I'm going to do spinning. I have to take that bobbin off and start the second one. And this is not listed. It is some, it's called Melted Nerds. And I feel really bad because I thought that the name of the yarn shop or whatever, I bought it on Etsy from someone who I follow on Instagram. Oh, here it is. naturallynitty.com. There's the card, if that helps anyone, naturallynitty.com. And this is a mixture. It's got Firestar, nylon, superwash BFL, and superwash merino. And it has been very nice to spin. It's very soft and fluffy, and it's got a little bit of sparkle in it too.
Yeah, I really like the Firestar.
Yeah. I had never really spun with Firestar before, so.
Well, I haven't
was
spun with
nice.
it. I just like the way it looks.
Because you like sparkly things.
I do.
So, that's what's new for me.
So do we want to go straight into our works on progress?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Well, right now, I'm just going to warn you, this is a very patterns-heavy works in progress. Right now I'm working on just some basic socks, which I'm really surprised I've gotten this far because it's just knit, but it's my go-to project for when I am in an area that I can't concentrate, and I had a few pattern-heavy projects on the needles. So this is Patton's, I think it's blue stripes rag or something like that.
Everybody's made socks out of this.
Apparently, I'm the last one.
Including me.
So I finally jumped on the bag wagon.
The bag
Band
wagon? The
wagon.
sock wagon?
Yeah, the sock wagon. The Patton's wagon. And then
that's how they bring the yarn to the store on the Patton's wagon.
And then my other Patton sock.
You'll notice a pattern coming very soon.
Yeah,
not just the patterns, but another pattern.
Yeah,
that happens
notice
as
all the
well.
grays and the blues. Ignore all the other colors. My other one is Patton's, and it's the blue stripes, and it's the skew sock. I'm actually, as you can tell, my first one was 2 at a time. I started these 2 at a time, but I am at the heel turn on this one right now. So I just actually finished Kitchenering it together and working up to the leg, and then I'll be working on these together again so they'll both get done. I have second sock syndrome, and then the second sock will wait for a year or 2, and then the gauge is completely off every time. And then I have to reknit either one of them. So blues and gray. And depending on, hopefully they'll fit, they'll be for me. And then I have some non-Pattons. I just started hat. It's actually made from just the acrylic Red Heart Soft. It's going to be a present for one of my boyfriend's friends. I was kind of voluntold to do it.
And it's a flame hat.
Yeah, so I actually don't have the pattern on hand because I'm just starting on the ribbing. So I have quite a while to, get through before I can actually start on that. But I will link that in the show notes. And then my last progress, or my last whip that I'm actively working on because...
That's a cute bag.
I know. It is a cute bag. With a very nice inside. I wonder who made it.
I don't know.
I think it might have been a Pearly Girl. So, it is my sock blanket bag. Because it's one of the few that I have that is large enough for my blanket, which you can only see parts of. Because I think it's about the size of a queen bed, or I don't know. I just kept on going, and
you will notice there's a lot of brown in this blanket.
So the majority of this yarn Kelly has already made socks out of. And
because I live in Tampa, Florida, and who doesn't need wool socks in Tampa, Florida?
All year round.
Today, we actually have a cold front, and it is 68 for the high. Yeah.
Hey, I almost decided, let's put on a cardigan or something a little bit heavier. But I went with my Anise shawlette, which I knitted it more like a shawl, like a scarf, out of Knit Picks gloss. Because we do have the windows open. It is
really nice, though. There's a nice breeze. Just, waiting for the awful heat and humidity and mosquitoes and love bugs to kick in.
Yeah, this is our winter weather right now, so I'm not going to complain.
Well, a couple days ago it was in the 80s. It was like 84 a few days ago, and it was... Ugh.
Humidity was 120.
And the pollen counts are like 10 on a scale of 1 to 10.
Which, I'm sorry, because I have that lovely cough, and that's part of the after effects from the allergies from all of our oak pollen.
Yes. Our cars are yellow with pollen.
I actually just washed mine the other day.
Oh, well.
Yeah. And then I didn't realize it was going to rain last night. So.
Yeah, and the rain doesn't wash away the pollen. It just sits there and makes interesting shapes and designs on it. Was that it for your
of my current works in progress,
okay.
Yes.
So should I go on with mine?
Yes.
Okay, so I just started and have completed half of the toe of another pair of socks, because, you know, like I said, I probably have, I don't know, over 100 pairs of socks I've made. And excuse my door, because the windows are open and my door doesn't close all the way, so it keeps like opening and closing, and I just noticed that on the screen. That's kind of freaky. It's not like people are coming and looking. My husband is downstairs with a dog, but it's not like he's like, hey, who's in there? So anyway, so I am working on these socks, and I keep going out of frame too, but whatever. This is I had some yarn barf issues when I was pulling out the center, but this is some Nitpicks Felici, who, have they discontinued it again? I know they discontinued it. They brought it back, maybe limited edition, I'm not sure. I am all about the Nitpicks Felici. I have a whole drawer full of it. Every time they have it, I buy multiples of just about every color that they can. This is their building blocks color, and you'll notice that I tend to like my colors bright. I don't go for like grays and blues and dark colors. So,
hey, and
there's brown. There's brown in here too, because I'm a fan of brown. So, so that's what I just started. So I would have just a little basic project to work on during our podcast, because my other project I'm working on is a pair of skew socks. Actually, it's I do my socks one at a time, because I find that they go, for me, just about the same length of time if I do them one at a time as if I do them two at a time. I think that two at a time for me feels like it takes longer. I'm sure it's the same amount of time, but it's very fiddly, and I don't like that.
You don't have second socks in.
No, I don't. So this is my first one, and I've got the little heel, and I'm about to do like this part and the ribbing, and so this should be done definitely by the next time we podcast. Hopefully the second one will probably be at least this far along, maybe. I hope. It depends on how much time I have. But this is the mustache, I have the tag in here, the mustache yarns, and this is the sesame colorway, so it's supposed to be like Sesame Street, and this is a perfect sock, 463 yards. It is a superwash merino nylon base, and I do like the base, it's really nice. And that's what's going on here.
Now, on my skew sock.
Yes.
Because it's the first one that I'm actually
They're so
finishing.
weird looking too when you're working on them.
I know.
They're such a weird shape, but they fit really nice, because I've made probably
Yeah,
6 or 7
you
years.
made a bunch.
Every time I have like striping yarn, especially if it's a striping yarn that has more than 6 stripes, like this I think has 12 stripes. I usually I go for skew socks, just because I can do it without breaking up the striping for the heel, and I like how it fits, I like how it looks.
Now, you did not Kitchener your heel together.
No, I do that at the end.
Oh.
Because I wait until I get to the end and I see what color I have left, and if I happen to be on this color, or I might just throw a different, because it's just one row of Kitchener.
Yeah.
So, no, I always just throw a waste yarn in and just let it hang.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I went to the end of my ball, and, I actually was able to match up the blues with the heel, with the Kitchener.
Sandy, with her knitting of socks, and another reason I think why she likes to do them 2 at a time, I don't want to say she's OCD, but
matched up.
Yes.
Almost perfectly. I'm about 5 to 8 stitches off.
Yes. And that makes her very happy. For me, if I start the second sock and it's in a different color, meh, whatever. If I start a second sock and I have the whole order reversed the other way, I love it. It drives her crazy. I'm like, look at my socks. And she's like, no, put them away. I did want to say, back to the yarn that I got, that it was already split up into 2 little skeins. And it was already split up into 2 skeins that start in the same place, so that when you do knit 2 socks, they will be in the same order, which we'll see. We'll see. They'll probably end up starting in the same order in the same spot, though. They might be a row or 2 off, though. I can't guarantee that they're going to be perfect matches. And
I thought we discussed this. You're going to do it the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my other work in progress is this crocheted hexagon blanket that is made of the Caron Simply Soft yarns, and this has been a work in progress for years and years. And it's nowhere near being done.
It's getting there.
Obviously, when I pull it up, you will see that I have not woven in ends. So, well, just on the outer part, like all the little centers have their ends woven in. It's just on the white, so it is like buckets of white ends to weave.
So this will be
in.
a weaving in party?
Eventually, yes. This is part of the blanket. I started a second part because it was just too much to work on and to carry around and whatever. So then I'll just end up, because the nice thing with crochet is then you can just like kind of add on to it later. So yeah, it goes on and on. It is the project
Is that for
that
like
never
a king
ends.
size bed?
It's for my queen size bed.
Are you sure?
Yes. I put it across my queen size bed and it works.
Okay, well then maybe mine is only like a full.
But mine also
It
goes
seems
down on the
huge.
side. Like I made it so it doesn't just lay across the top, it goes down on the side. So, like I said, bright colors, because my bedroom is like this lime green and bright colors also. And I just looked down and realized that I forgot to talk about something else in my new items.
Oh.
And this is, and I do not know German. And, yeah, because I do sign language. This is the Schopelwohl, Das Original Zaberball.
That means the original.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. And, it has an English translation that says knitting can be addictive, whatever that said at the top. It is color number 2244. Yes. And it's this like, it's a self-striping or it's a gradient. It's kind of like a gradient looking thing.
Yeah.
It's got a picture of some completed socks. I'll hold them up to show you.
Yeah, I think that the translation for the name was like Mystic Forest, or
because that's 2244 in German. Mystic
no,
Forest.
there's another one.
It says
I don't
color.
remember.
Well, here it says Zauberwald. Zauberwald?
Maybe.
Zauberwald?
I don't know.
I don't know. Sorry. I'm so sorry if you speak German and I just butchering your language.
At least you tried.
I'm trying. Anyway, but Sandy got this for me for my birthday, which was last month, and it was a big one, and yeah.
And we'll leave it at that.
Yes.
So, let's just look at.
So we did our works in progress, and we did
Yes.
our new things.
So
and
our
then,
finished objects. Do you want to?
well, I just talked for a while, so
Okay.
if you would like to talk for a
Well
little bit.
then. I don't have that many finished objects.
Maybe
I
I'll
have
get a few
two.
more. Oh, do you need the sock blocker?
Yes, I do.
My sock blockers are really awesome. She's gonna borrow one. They're invisible. You can barely see them.
See the glare.
I got them on Etsy, and they are from 7 Yaks Design. I got them years ago. I'm not sure if this company is still in business, but I love them because they are this like
The
acrylic,
plexiglass.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But so if you put like wet socks on them, they're not going to warp because they are like sturdy, and they have a needle gauge. I don't know why I need a needle gauge on my sock blockers, but they both do. And
Because I always lose my needle gauges.
And every time I go to find these, it is a long process trying to find them. I have started keeping them in my Rubbermaid tote full of... See, I started saying Rubbermaid tote like you do. Full of socks that I've made, so I only have to dig through like some socks to find them, because they are kind of hard to find if they're just laying around the house, because they're invisible. They're like Wonder Woman's planes, but they're sock blockers.
See, every time somebody brings up Wonder Woman, I go back to, what was it, the Family Guy episode?
Oh, where
The
she's
one-
in the bathroom.
Yes. So
Superman comes in and she's
Yes.
like, I'm in the bathroom. Yes.
Well, wait, you didn't wash your hands back
Secretly, we are 12.
there. So,
Or not so secretly.
so keeping up with my patent socks, I finished these gray patent socks.
When
Both
did
of
you
them.
finish them?
This morning I finished the toe.
She was like, I have to finish them. We're recording this afternoon.
I know. Well, so they are.
And we didn't have time this afternoon to do it.
No.
Because we were busy.
So, the pattern, it is Cookie A's Twisted Flowers. And, actually, you know, looking on yours, the leg doesn't look like it's that long. It was looking like it was, like, so much longer.
They were the
on mine.
never-ending legs.
Yes.
She would pull them up, she's like, I'm still on the legs. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you've been on the legs
There's
for a
two
month.
pattern repeats for the legs. And then the heel is patterned. And then the foot, it was just one pattern repeat, and it went really quickly. That is all I had left
Oh my goodness.
from the Patton's ball. For both of them. So
Now the question is, do they fit?
Okay, so...
Or are they going to me because they will fit my slender, narrow feet?
So the foot itself fits. However, I have very large calves, so I'm not
Muscular
exactly
calves.
sure about the leg because it does have the cable, so it makes it a little bit tighter. I can get them on,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know how comfortable they're going to be after a long day of wearing.
You
But-
have those, like, outdoors working in the field,
Yes.
muscular calves.
It's my geologist in me.
And I have those sitting on my butt in a classroom calves.
But I got a pair of socks, so two.
Yes.
Because otherwise, these definitely would have been second sock syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
And
Because the
then-
legs took forever.
Yeah.
Not
And
because the pattern was bad. I mean, they're really pretty. They are.
I think it's
but
because
they're
it was
just
all
so
gray.
long. Yeah. But you like gray.
I do like
I
gray.
know.
So, I also finished some spinning last night. I was very productive yesterday. So,
Yes.
yeah, it was probably like a few months ago, I think. I got, no.
Well, let's back up. Because I actually have the fiber that inspired your fiber purchase.
Well, no, hold on. Is this the one that
No.
I guess it,
No, because I got my
No.
club shipment. And you were like, I really like those colors.
I know, but I was thinking that it's a greenwood fiber. I thought this is the one that No. Okay.
No, this one you ordered online.
I ordered
because
both online.
I was a member of a club. I'm going to jump in. I was a member of a club for about 2 months. It was a month-to-month club, and it was the Three Waters Farm Club. And the first month, I got the fiber, and it was pretty. It just wasn't my colors, but I spun it up. And when I buy fiber, I buy my fiber in at least 6 to 8 ounces, which is cool because I get more yards, because I just can't seem to get a lot of yards out of 4 ounces. But the problem is, if it's a color I'm not too fond of, that's not in my color palette, it takes a long time to do. So, the second month when I got my shipment from the club, I really, really liked the color. It's on my wheel right now. It's not obviously on my e-spinner, my Vespera. It's on my Ashford Traveler, which is in the other room. And this is the color. And this is all I have left to spin on my first bobbin, and then I have a whole other 4 ounces. But I really like this color, so it's okay.
So which club was that?
And this is from the Three Waters Farm Club. It is... Oh, they're just threewatersfarm.com. They're in North Carolina. And their club is nice because you can just jump in for a month, jump out, a couple months later, jump in again. I'm not sure if you're able to see this. It looks kind of blurry, but we'll put it in the show notes. And this color, this is actually, mine is 100% Targhee. I don't know, Targhee, Targhee. I guess I'm saying that right. Me and pronunciation today is not working. Targhee wool, and it is in the burnished sunset color way, and it is from, I don't know when, but it's from a couple months ago. It was one of their colorways. So anyway, so I got this, and Sandy was like, oh, that's really pretty. And then she found...
Well, I tried to steal it.
She did.
Didn't work.
Yeah.
But then
So she found some that was comparable in colors, or at least, or so we thought.
Yeah. So I was shopping around on Etsy, and I saw Edgewood Gardens, which is edgewoodgarden.com, and I found this hand-painted roving. It is one of their, I think it was their rare rovings. It's Wensleydale wool, and the color is Life's Ups and Downs. And I finally finished spinning it. And
how did you spin this?
Well, it was a joy on my my spindle, which actually was, I forget who I got it from.
Because it was years ago.
Yeah, it was years ago. And it was actually the free one that they threw in. And the top is made out of a rock. So I really like it. But I did a 3 ply here. And I was fractal spinning it.
Which is how I'm doing mine, but I'm doing mine as a 2-ply fractal.
Yes, well, the problem with my fractal spinning is when we were at knitting at Panera is when I started it, and I prepped everything, but I didn't weigh anything out. So I had 2 balls the same size, and then one was really small. So this is the fractal spinning, and I forget how many, I think it was like 150,
120?
120?
I thought you sent me a message.
Okay, yeah,
that
maybe
120
120.
yards.
And then
And fractal spinning is a way that how you divide the fiber. So, like, I do mine in a 2-ply, so I just kind of, well, for this one, I think I pulled the top apart into 3 long strips, and then the second one that I had was 4 ounces, I pulled it into 6 long strips, and it kind of makes it so it stripes, but it's kind of a subtle striping. It almost looks like trekking.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it's with the way that it barber pulls.
And because mine was a 3-ply, I have 4.2 ounces, I believe is what it said. And I split it into thirds. And then one of the thirds I split, what was it, in half?
I think,
No.
yeah.
Was it in half or was it in the thirds and then one into ninths?
No,
Oh.
I think you did 2-4-6. No, 2-4-8. 2-4-8. Because I think you split 1 in half and 1 in 4 and 1 in 8.
Well, I first split everything in thirds. I don't know. Well,
Math.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This was a while ago. But so
Yeah.
I had 2 balls left, and they were of the longer stripes, so I ended up just chain plying them together. And so, all in all, I have like 200 yards, and I'm thinking if I'm going to do something, I'll have one of the stripes and going into the gradient in the stripes, or I don't know, I haven't figured it out yet. I think it's going to be a cowl, though. But I
That'll be
washed
pretty.
it, and it's was all set.
And it's not all blue and gray or whatever.
No.
It's got some pink. It's kind of
Yeah.
like the
There's
fiber that you just
purple.
bought that has the purples and the
And there's
not that fiber
red.
you just bought.
Well, no, this has
That one has
blues in
more
it, though.
orange in it, though.
Yeah. And it has some brown-looking stuff.
Yes.
So,
See, she's shifting over to the brighter colors.
well, some. I like purples. I like reds. And I went to Clemson, so I like orange.
Yes.
I still don't like browns. So, those are my 2 finished objects. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to get back on my spindle. I think I'm going to hold off on this Malabrigo. And since you're knitting right now.
I'll be almost done with this row. Go ahead.
Yes. Well,
Because I don't like stopping mid-row.
no. So, I want to use the new spindle that you got me for Christmas. It's a 3D printed spindle.
It's a Turkish
Yeah, a
spindle
Turkish
from
one.
Turtle Pearl. I want to say it's on the bottom.
Yeah, it's turtle made.
Oh, Turtle Made.
So,
Maybe the maker is Turtle Pearl. Turtle Pearl sticks in my head for some reason, but it's Turtle Made. I think it's on
gray
Etsy,
and blue.
and you can pick the colors of the different parts. So that's why hers is gray and blue. I have one. Mine is downstairs, and mine is like hot pink here, and mine is like a white, but it's glow in the dark white
Which,
because that's awesome.
that is pretty awesome. I would like to see how the bottom part would be glow in the dark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you order it, you
I
basically
know,
tell
but
her
when
like
you're
what color.
spinning,
Yeah.
I think,
Well, I think you
that
have to be in the dark though for it to glow.
Well-
So I don't know how spinning in the dark would go, but I know when I bought it, I took it and ran into the bathroom and closed the door behind me. It was like it glows.
But still, I think
But-
it'd be cool. I would try it. But so I want to try spinning on that. So I was going through my not 8 ounces, and this is the one that I got confused.
Oh, and you can start when you wrap it around. Remember, I showed you that
Yes.
tutorial online of there's someone who does a really good job, and we'll link it in the show notes because obviously I'm not prepared at all today with any of my references. But there's a really good tutorial online about how to wrap on the Turkish spindle, and it looks really cool.
So I'm gonna need your help. These I realize
What do
are,
you need help with?
I don't know which ones to pick. They're
Oh.
very similar
I thought
colors.
she was going to say she needed help reading or something. So
I'm so good with that.
my eyes
So-
are older than yours.
I have my first color. It's called Amethyst, and it's by the Adirondack Yarn Company.
Another purple one.
Yes, it's Blue-Faced Leicester in 4 ounces. And this is 100% BFL.
Let me see. I will hold it for you, and then we can hold it up.
And
This
then
is kind of wrapped in a different way.
I know. It's, very compact.
Yes.
I kept on, because
It's like a missile.
a few months ago, I moved.
Yes.
And I lost that. I couldn't find where it was in one of the
Excuse me.
totes.
Yes.
And somehow it got stuffed with all my knit sweaters and my knit socks when I packed that up.
Oh.
And I actually just found it this
I know.
morning.
I forgot about this too.
I don't remember where I got it
I
from.
don't remember either.
So, but I really like the purple in it. And then
Yes.
I have this other color, which it does have some browns, but I really like the blues, and that purple just really pops. I don't know if it shows up really good on the camera. But I bought this off of Etsy, and it is from Utah, where I lived for a while, and it is Greenwood Fiberworks.
I have spun Greenwood Fiberworks before, and I liked it. I bought one of hers. She sells these boxes that are samplers.
Oh, I saw
Yes.
those.
I bought one, and it was like 4 ounces, and it was like, you got 8 quarter ounce. Yes. No. Half ounce? I don't know. Whatever. You got 8 little mini skeins almost, or mini braids. And I spun them a while ago, I think when I was spinning a lot on a spindle. And I really liked it. It
Now,
was very nice.
on yours, did you get this awesome card? Because on the
I
back,
don't think so. I might have.
you
but-
can fill out your
Yeah.
project notes on
Oh,
what the
wow.
yarn is, how you're spinning it, how many yards you got.
Well,
So
how
then when
clever
you're
is that?
done, you can just
Punch a hole in it and stick
attach
it on
it
your...
to it. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
You go, Greenwood Fiber.
I know. I thought that was the most clever thing ever.
Now, are they on Etsy or do they have a website? Oh, they have a website.
Yes, it is greenwoodfiberworks.com.
Yes.
I thought that I bought it on Etsy though, but
I seem to remember maybe they used to be on Etsy. It was a while ago.
well,
Because I was very resistant to spinning. Because I said to Sandy, because Sandy's like, we should spin. And I said, the last thing that I need to do is produce more yarn. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but behind me, there are 16 of these little fabric things. Now, actually, like 3 of them have fiber in them, and some of them have scraps. But that is all my non-sock yarn. And the scraps are like sock yarn, because I do have a sock yarn blanket that I'm working on that I'll show at another date that's crocheted, and it's hexagons, because that's what I do. And so, but I have like a deacon's bench that my grandfather made for me after I got married downstairs, and it opens up, and that is full of sock yarn. And then I have an end of the bed bench. I don't know what would you call an end of the bed bench? I don't know. It's
I
got
call
2
them
drawers.
host chests.
Yeah, but it's from IKEA.
Yeah.
And
So it
So I don't
has
think it's
some
I don't think it's a
awesome
hook chest.
Swedish name.
But it's the top of it lifts up, and it's full of yarn, and it's got 2 drawers full of yarn. So that's why I was like, I don't really need to be making yarn. And Sandy said to me one day, and this was several years ago, I bought a spindle. And I said, well, this is inevitable. So I went online and ordered a
I
spindle.
think you said, "Oh crap."
No, I probably
Yeah.
said this is
Fine.
going to happen. So I went online and ordered a spindle and started spinning with a spindle for a little while. And
I think you made it about 2 weeks.
yeah, because in my spinning, just like with my knitting, I'm a production knitter, production spinner. I'm not a process or progress or whatever it is.
I'm
What are you, a
process.
process person? Yes.
Yeah.
Who I could just yeah.
doing it.
I like having things done. And I like having projects done. And I enjoy the projects. It's not like I'm like, oh, I hate doing this. No, I enjoy the projects, but I just like having them done and saying, look, I made this.
And then you can wear it.
Yes. Or put it in a Rubbermaid tote where it sits there, because you can only wear wool socks like twice a year. So, and I'm like that with my spinning too. And so the spindles just were not fast enough for me, and so I bought a spinning wheel, which I have an Ashford Traveler with the jumbo bobbins, because I also don't like changing bobbins that often. And then obviously I just got an electric spinner so that it goes even faster. Yes, but I do have several spindles. In fact, some of them are sticking out of stuff up there. I made some out of like toy wheels and all of that. When I do spin, on the spindle I enjoy a bottom whirl spindle as opposed to a top whirl spindle, and I have what we were talking about before, the Turkish spindle. I do have one of those, and I have some spinning on that one. It's just I'd never get to it just because it's it's like, oh look, I just spent like 10 minutes and did like a yard and a half, and whereas
I have no problem
on
with
my
that.
spinning wheel I'm like, look, it's been 10 minutes, I got through half a braid, well, actually that's on my electric spinner. It's like, yes, look, I got through a whole like 2 ounces in less than an hour. So
You also have your supported spindle that you like.
oh yeah, I have my spindle in.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
which is like
is
faster
it
than
smaller and
it's not smaller. I'll have to pull that out in one of our future episodes. I'll show you. I'll do a little demonstration on them because they have a website too, and I like that too because it kind of gives you the speed, I guess, of just a wheel, but the portability where you can spin while you're in the car or anywhere because it's supported, but it's got like a base and it twirls around inside it, but you don't have to like try and balance it either. So I'll have to remember to pull that out at some point.
So I don't know if I mentioned it, but the green wood fiber works. The colorway is Calypso.
I think you need to spin that one first.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Even though it's got brown.
I know, but the blues and the purples are so pretty, and it's more of like a reddish brown.
It is.
So it's
It's
not
like an earthy
brown.
brown. Like clay.
It's like brown.
Like some clay.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's what I'm thinking about.
So I have some finished objects. Were you done with your finished objects?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so I have some finished objects. I have a pair of socks done.
Yay!
What? Yes. And I'm going to put one of them on my sock blocker. These are patins. I don't know the color because I put the tag somewhere. I don't know where it is. But anyway, so they're patins. They're done with an afterthought heel, which is my favorite way of doing an afterthought heel, which I think I kind of tweaked from Cat Bordy's technique for an afterthought leg. I kind of tweaked that into a heel. And so toe up, because I was not a toe up person, and then Sandy's like, I do my socks toe up, and I was like, well, I'm going to try it, and now I am a toe up person. So anyway, these socks are for my mother. My mother lives in North Florida, where it's not as hot as here. I guess they have more cool days than we do. And so she loves having knit socks. I think she has maybe 4 or 5 pairs. I know one of the past few times we went to go visit, she sent me home with a pair to darn because she had walked holes in the heels, which made me think, okay, so she needs more socks. So these are going to be for Mother's Day. I doubt she's going to watch this, so I can show them. And then, of course, like for her birthday, I'll make another pair and so on and so forth to try and build her collection, because my collection is out of control. And she appreciates them, so, you know.
Yes. And you
it's
have
nice
the
to have
second
someone
one
who...
done.
I do have the second one done. I just didn't pull it up. Oh, I do have the second one done, and you will notice as I go madly out of frame multiple times in a seasick-inducing way. Like I said, we're new to this. And I'm going to put it on the other invisible sock blocker just to prove a point here. My mother does not mind if the stripes do not match up. I made her a pair. I think it was for Christmas maybe, and the stripes, I was like, I'm not going to match the stripes. Also out of patents, because my mother throws these in the washing machine and she wears them all the time, so I need like a nice hard-wearing yarn that you don't have to worry about like colors bleeding or anything else, and that will be around for a while. And so I made them, and they didn't match at all, like stripe-wise, and she thought they were adorable, so I was like, well, I don't have to worry about matching stripes on her socks either.
Because you were worrying for a while.
I know.
That,
I was like, I don't
that
know.
made my day.
I was like, they're a little, like, quirky. So, so my other finished object, which I finished a little while ago, is a cowl. It is the Willow cowl. And I am a horrible, horrible podcaster, as I've said many times today, because I don't remember, is the yarn. I've had the yarn in my stash forever. It's sock yarn, surprise. Because I decided I have so many pairs of knitted socks. I have so much sock yarn. I need to start knitting other stuff with it, because there's only so many socks a person can have. And I tend to be a selfish knitter and I'm like, I want this yarn for me. So, anyway, it's a cowl. It is some yarn that I'll look up and we'll put in the show notes.
It's beautiful yarn.
I don't remember what it's called though.
I like that.
I think it's Rainforest is the colorway. I'm not sure. I'm going to try this on for you just because I can be awkward like that and show you how nicely it lays. It hasn't been blocked yet either. But the way that the cowl goes, it kind of starts out big and then goes smaller towards the top so that it'll lay nicely. I didn't make it the full length. Like, there was probably 3 or 4 more repeats of the mesh pattern to do, but I ran out of yarn. So I made it as big as I could. And it has
I think that's a good size.
It is, yeah. I think if it was longer, it would just be like, and that would not be a good look for me. Anyway, so that was like the most elegant, graceful thing to happen in this podcast, aside from me itching my nose because of the allergies and all the pollen. But anyway,
Yes.
But you'll also notice that it has a picot, bind off, and it had a picot at the other end, which looks very pretty, but I'm not one who enjoys doing picot. Again, it's the whole productive knitter, because to do the picot, you have to knit like 4 rows or whatever, or however many it tells you to, and you have to do some yarn overs, and you have to fold it over, so it's like, and you knit some more, you fold it over, and you stick them together. So it makes a nice, like, thick layer, but it's almost like, what was the point of knitting this? Because that's, like, time that could have been spent finishing it.
It makes a nice finished product.
It does. I just don't enjoy knitting. That's me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. We're nothing if not real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I think that's all on our knitting front.
Yes. So let's talk about a few more things. We're running time-wise a bit long, but
Yeah, this is a lot longer than what I thought it was going to be. So
we're thinking about doing this podcast on a bi-weekly basis.
So that's every other week?
Every other week. That would be 2 times a month.
Yes.
Because when I hear bi-weekly, for some reason my head thinks twice a week.
That's why I got that look.
Even though I know. Because she says, do you want to do it bi-weekly or monthly? And I was like, monthly? I'm not doing it twice a week. And then I was like, oh, that's right. But, okay.
So,
I are
yeah.
smart. I'm actually back in college, too. I know. It's, yeah. Anyway.
That's okay.
Where I can learn what bi-weekly means.
Yes. It's part of that discourse.
Yes. So, we do have, like, one more topic
Yeah,
to
things,
discuss.
things that we're...
If you've stuck with us this long, yes.
Yeah, anything that we've been reading or catching up on, watching on TV, Netflix, any of that good stuff.
Yes. We do somewhat have a similar taste in television programs, although there are some that Sandy watches that I don't, and some that I watch that Sandy doesn't. So.
Yes.
But
And
a
there's
lot of
some that
times
I'm-
we're like, you have to watch this.
And then I get way behind.
Yes. And then I will have watched, like, the whole season of something, and I can't talk about it forever until she finishes it. Like
What?
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I was
Like,
just about to say
yes.
that. Breaking Bad.
I binged Breaking Bad in a summer before their last season so that I could watch the season as it was on TV, and Sandy was still, like, on season 2.
I don't think I started until the end of this.
Baby.
Yeah.
And I was
until
like, you
after.
have to watch this. And then I couldn't talk about it. And then, of course, by the time she was finished with it, she's like, hey, I'm on episode blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
I'm like, come on. Look at all this stuff happen. How could you forget that
Don't you
ever?
remember this? No.
Yeah. So, Broadchurch is one that you're watching, and you got me into that last season.
Yes. The
And-
British version of Broadchurch, not Grace Point, which did you watch Grace
I
Point?
did
on
watch
Fox?
Grace
I did
Point.
too, and I was very disappointed, even though I am a huge David Tennant fan. Wonder why. But, love Broadchurch. I'm only on episode 2 of the second series, and Sandy has not started it yet, so we really can't talk about it, but
No,
other
no,
than to
sorry.
say, we're both watching it, or at least I'm watching it, and she will watch it eventually.
Yes, I want to watch it.
I have 4 episodes in my DVR. I've only watched 2 of them. So
I do not have a DVR, so I have to go online and watch it on my computer. Because I guess I can do it through the Roku. But I don't know. I haven't tried. But I am watching Vikings, and I am only 1 episode behind because I can watch that through my Roku, through the History Channel. And I think this is their 2nd season, and I am really enjoying it, and my phone is vibrating. Yeah. And for my just random TV watching when I don't need to pay too much attention, I am catching up on Criminal Minds. I don't know where I am in the seasons, but it's...
Is Mandy Patinkin still on it?
No.
Okay.
Hold on.
Princess Bride guy.
I know, but I don't remember. He was on there originally,
I don't think he was
right?
on it very long. I never watched it.
Yeah,
I just knew
he was
on
on originally. No, he's already gone.
Okay.
So...
Because I'm a Mandy Patinkin fan, but I'm not a Criminal Minds fan. I just knew he was on it. I think I watched 1 or 2 episodes. I was like, this is not the show for me.
See, I like it because...
And I watched all the CSIs.
It will, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got me where I'm, like, home alone, and they're, like, talking about people knocking on doors and, you know, coming in, and then my door starts getting a knock, and then I get really scared, and...
Yeah, no.
that happened one time, and it wasn't just a knock, it was more like a bang. Then I started thinking, wait, would they actually be knocking on my door if they're coming here to kill me? Probably
if they're
not.
Polite, they might, to try and get in, but then your dog would go after them and chase them to their
this
car.
was before that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because we know that he can do that.
Yes, because I have a puppy who's 7 months old, and he is a German Shepherd Bloodhound.
And how big is he now?
He is 71 pounds. And if you are on my Instagram, you get puppy spammed a lot. So he's adorable, so it's worth it.
In comparison, my miniature cockapoo is 17 pounds.
Yes.
Yes, and she's full grown.
And mine is still growing, so we don't know how big he's going to get.
I say 150.
I say I hope I can ride him to work to save on gas.
Hey.
It's only 8 miles. And so then I am also reading a book. It's one of the young adult books.
We read lots of young adult fiction.
Yeah. It is Delirium. I think it's by Lauren Oliver. Yeah, Lauren Oliver. And the cover is What If Love Were Disease? So, yeah. Isn't that just, you know, trying to pull you in? Pretty much it's about,
all those teenagers.
Well,
I love you. It's like I have a disease.
Well, yeah, when they turn 18, they go in for the procedure where, I don't know what medically technique type stuff they do, but I'm assuming it's something with the brain because they stop, like, all love type stuff because...
It's a disease.
It's a disease, and it will destroy communities, and it's based in the Northwest.
Is it one of those dystopian society?
Yes. I like the dystopian society. So, I don't know why.
In a world
yes.
where love is a disease.
Well, I just finished the Match trilogy.
Yes.
And that was a dystopian young adult where, you know, I like the first 2. The 3rd book, you know, you haven't read them, so I can't really talk about it.
I don't know if I'm going to read them. I don't know. Because I have awesome technical books about discourse analysis to read right now. So
yes.
On TV, though, I did want to mention I started watching the show Secrets and Lies, which I think is on ABC. I'm not sure. There are a couple episodes in, and it's one of those season-long murder mysteries, which I've really started liking. There was like Murder in the First, and I really enjoyed that show. And then How to Get Away with Murder. It's all about murder shows, apparently, with me now. But they're really good. Trying to figure out, you know, who did it. But it's like a whole season. It's not just like at the end of every episode, oh, it was blah, 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 with, you know, a wrench or something. No.
Okay, so it wasn't Murder, She Wrote?
No, it wasn't. They're not. But I do have a love for murder mystery type things, probably instilled from my mother, who was a big Agatha Christie, Hercule Poirot, watching Masterpiece Theater and Murder, She Wrote type of, upbringing that I had. So anyway, Secrets and Lies. I'm enjoying it. It's about this man, and he's being accused of killing a child. So that's a little, which, seeing as how the other show I talked about watching is Broadchurch, which is about a child. I just noticed the correlation there, but honestly, that's not why I chose to watch them. I just think they're really good drama type shows. I mean, I do watch comedies. I do. Yeah. I like The Big Bang Theory. Yeah. I'm a huge fan still to this day of Seinfeld. I love The Office. I could watch reruns of those forever. So I'm not like some horrible, like, deviant person who likes watching murder shows about children. So, the book I'm reading is not about murder. And it is called Snowflower and the Secret Fan. It is by Lisa C. I read one of her books a while ago. I went through this big Amy Tan phase, like, several years ago. I think Amy Tan came to Tampa for something. I didn't go see her, but I was like, I think I'm going to read every Amy Tan novel ever. And so I did. And she writes a lot of the books about, like, China, and it's not just, like, historical China, but, nowadays, and about, like, immigrants and everything, and, or people who are of Chinese ancestry. So I guess one day, I don't know.
I don't remember this at all.
It was like several years ago.
Was this your secret reading?
Maybe. I don't know. I read a lot.
Yes, you do.
Because we have testing sometimes, and we are not allowed to be on our electronic devices, but we're not allowed to really interpret things that are on the test. So we have to be in the room, but we're not, like, responsible for watching the children test either. So, anyway, so Snowflower and the Secret Fan by Lisa C. I read one of her other books, which was called Shanghai Girls, and it was about two girls who grew up in China, and then they moved to America. There's actually a sequel to that out now, which I haven't read, but I picked this one up because I was at the Carolwood Players. They had a yard sale, and they were selling props, and they were selling furniture and costumes and all sorts of things. And when we got there, everything was marked down really dirt cheap. And they had that book, and it was 25 cents. So I said, oh, let me pick this up. And I don't have it with me upstairs. I had to tape the cover back on because it was 25 cents. But I'm really enjoying it. I'm probably about a third of the way through. And no murder, but there have been a few deaths.
Uh-oh.
But they weren't, like, murdered people. So.
Well, that you know of.
No, it was like a bee and some other stuff. So
somebody could have thrown the bee at them.
But they're about, like, the 1800s in China. So it's really interesting.
Now, the Carolwood Players.
Yes.
They are a
theater group.
Yes.
Yes.
For those of you who are not in the Carolwood area or part of
Tampa
the theater.
Theater, yeah.
I'm not a big part of the theater portion.
I was originally a music theater major in college, and still enjoy going to see a lot of shows. And we saw Noises Off done by the Carolwood Players. Not we, me and my other friend. Yeah. So I have made Sandy go see a few shows. She got to see Grease, a high school production of Grease. She got somebody interpreting it. Yes, which we will not mention. She got to see a high school production of Legally Blonde, the musical. Yeah. And we went to go see was it last year, the Book of Mormon, when it came through town?
Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah, at the Straz Center, which is our big, like that one. Yeah, it's our big theater. And they have their new season out, and there's like 3 shows I want to see next year. And there's another theater that I went to down in St. Pete called Freefall Theater, where they do a lot of shows, but they do like reimaginings of them. And they did Into the Woods last year, and I went with my theater going friend and really enjoyed that. And this year they are doing Pirates of Penzance, which one of my favorites, especially the movie version with Angela Lansbury. And so
that's Angela. So Angela, if you're watching, here's one of your biggest fans.
Yes, Angela Lansbury, and also Kevin Kline and some other people are in the movie. Linda Ronstadt was in it. Anyway, so they are doing a version of it next year in their season, which I'm very excited about because it's going to be Pirates of Penzance, but it's going to be set in space. And I think that's really awesome. This summer they are also doing MAME with my friend Matthew, who is playing the lead role of MAME. And so I'm excited about that too. But the Carolwood Players is like a local community theater, just right around the road from us, basically. It's not that far. It's right next to the comic book store where I go.
I've been one time. with her to pick up her comic book
my
subscriptions.
monthly subscriptions, which are an ever-growing every month. I'm like, oh, let me add this one too. Yeah, it's bad.
Did I tell you that was the first time I was in a comic book store?
No, you did not.
Yeah.
Was it everything you thought it would be? You should go with us this year to Free Comic Book Day in May. Last year, my husband and I went. We've gone every year for a couple of years, and in the past, like the first year we went, they gave out like 2 or 3 comic books, and the second year I think you got like 5 or 6 a person. And last year, if you were the first 150 people in line, you got a full set. So you got a copy of every single comic book they were giving away for free, which was approximately, I mean, it was over 100. It was probably close to 150 comic books, actually, that we walked out with this giant, pile of them, which we still haven't gone through all of them.
What?
I know.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I think that is it.
Since we're at an hour.
Yeah, we're at an hour. I can't believe we talked that long.
Goodness.
So,
Well, I can because we talk a lot.
Yeah, we really do.
We do.
So,
Some of us more than others.
so if you are still with us after an hour, let us know.
Bless your heart.
Yes. Let us know if there's anything you guys would like us to, focus on. And
We're hoping to do like product reviews.
Yes.
We'd like to talk about like what we're working on, things that we've seen, which we didn't talk about, but we'll save that for next time.
Yeah.
Things we've seen lately. We both are on Instagram a lot. I follow, I don't know, hundreds of people on Instagram. We both are on Instagram under our usernames,
Yes.
which would be Knits and Bits and Pearly Girl 75, which we're on Ravelry under those names. I am way behind on my Ravelry updating, but
I have actually just gone in and started re-updating everything. I do that every while. I get a hair up my bum and start updating my projects and
I always say,
yarn.
this is the summer, because I'm off in the summer, this is the summer I'll get it done. Yeah, we'll see. But I would like to do, in the future, a review more of my Vespera, which is going to be like, oh, and all she talks about is her spinning wheel. But, because I've only spun on it, I haven't plied on it yet. So, once I've plied on it, I could do a little better job of a review of how awesome it is.
Yes. And, I mean, I just have my spindles for the spinning right now. I'm still in the market for a spinning wheel, but before I go out and make a significant purchase, I would like to test a whole bunch of them out.
She's not going to be like me, who looked online and said, oh, this looks good, and purchased
Look,
one.
it's pretty.
Yeah. Look, it spins.
Yes.
And I love my spinning wheel. I do. Like, don't get me wrong. I love it. So, I just wasn't fast enough. And I still use it. But, yeah.
Well, and plus your little puppy likes to have attention when you're over there with it.
Over there with what?
With your spinning wheel, your Ashford.
No, because usually it's her bedtime.
Oh,
A lot of my
okay.
crafting gets done at night when the dog is asleep. Because that's when I can get it done.
I'm still trying to teach my dog, hey, if I get up to get a drink, don't grab my knitting. So,
yes.
Well, we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yes.
So have a great one. Happy
Bye.
knitting.